What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? This is your boy Mike G, and welcome to the report, episode 2, Attack of the Grim. But no, on today's show, we're going to talk about the Bears' woes or Stafford's greatness, how you want to put it. We're going to talk about the troublesome that happened in KC, with Cleveland, mind you. We're also going to talk about that Lions game. Like, ugh. We're gonna go over my picks from last week, my new picks from this week. I'm also gonna touch base on this Monday night game that happened. That big old M Night Shyamalan twist of an ending in OT. And we're also going to talk about my picks for next week, my picks from last week, and we're just going to have some fun with this. But first, we're going to start off with something I totally forgot about last week. An undrafted player making it to the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Um, I he was undrafted from Virginia Union, rose up to the ranks of becoming a Defensive Player of the Year, rose up again to become an NBA champion, rose up again to become part of a team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals 6 times in a row and made the playoffs, and I believe a span of 9 times in a row. Yes, I am talking about the big Ben Wallace. That's right, he finally got inducted into the Hall of Fame. His acceptance speech was properly made an essay to his alma mater to Virginia Union. It is on YouTube. Y'all need to check it out. I'm not posting no links about it. Y'all need to find it. And attendance was Chauncey Mr. Big Shot Billups, Richard Rep Hamilton, Tayshawn the Palace Prince, and I believe Rasheed Sheed Wallace was there as well. Although I didn't see him in the pictures, I do believe he was there. I hope he was there. The Pistons starting five made prevalence in the NBA during those years, and they got to the finals 2 years in a row. So big up to Big Ben and his induction to the Hall of Fame. Now, as for the others that made it, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I only remember two: Chris Bosh of the Miami Heat and Paul Pierce of the Boston Celtics. As for anybody else, Google them, look them up. I apologize in advance. Now, let's talk about that Lions game. But no, we're gonna do that during my review. Let's talk about that Monday night game. Wow. Um, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I did not watch the Monday night game because I was up here kind of exhausted, tired from working. But I did see the replays of it, especially the highlights of OT. Lamar Jackson, Derek Carr. You either love him or hate him. Now, most people want to blame Lamar Jackson for that loss. Most people want to blame Derek Carr for almost losing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna blame the Baltimore defense. What the hell happened that last play? I admit Lamar Jackson fumbled. I admit that. But come on, the Baltimore defense was ridiculously stymied until a fluke interception in overtime. Seriously. And not to mention, when Baltimore took the lead at the end of the fourth quarter, the Baltimore defense did nothing, absolutely nothing to stop the Raiders from marching down the field and kicking the game tying field goal to send the game to overtime. Something is wrong with the Baltimore defense, flat out. Um, so you cannot blame Lamar Jackson for fumbling. You cannot blame him for that. He did everything he could to win Baltimore that game. Baltimore's defense must get better. Seriously. Seriously. Now, that was still a wonderful game. That was an M. Night Shyamalan, the twist robot chicken version ending, but it was a great game. And I do have to admit, Vegas, you have your black hole. Not the original black hole, but the remake black hole. Hashtag Final Fantasy VII remake. Throw that out there. Moving on. Let's talk about this KC and Cleveland game for a little bit too. before I get into my review and my view of my picks. What a game. Yes, I watched it. Yes, I loved it. Um, Cleveland made one mistake, however. Hey, you let Patty Mahomes get in the game, and Patty do what he do. He always done what he done. However, Baker Mayfield is a beast, and that was the game of the week. It was. Cleveland and KC game of the week, hands down. The only gripe I have with that game, not only because Cleveland let KC back in the game, but the mistake that was made late in the game. If you are a punter and you fumble the snap, down it. Let your defense take control. Let the KC offense work. Granted, mind you, Patty probably would have scored a touchdown anyway, but you have 4 downs to stop him. However, the woe of the week goes to Cleveland punter who fumbled the snap and decided to kick it away anyways. Got the ball fumbled out of his hand, and the KC defense scored, and that was a different Baker. But that was a game. Look for that in the AFC playoff picture later on down the road, as long as nobody gets hurt from either side. Moving on, one more thing I'm going to talk about, the Green Bay New Orleans game. Why am I going to talk about such a debacle? Because Aaron Rodgers looked like he just didn't care. He threw Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams wasn't even looking. Meanwhile, on the other side of the board, Jameis Winston, y'all dogged him out during the offseason. Y'all said, oh, y'all should have started Tyson Hill. Oh, you should have started him. No, Jameis Winston is a good quarterback. I don't care if he just has 30 interceptions. He did 30 touchdowns by himself in Tampa Bay. He now has a more comfortable coach and his confidence back. And I applaud him getting a starting job in New Orleans. On top of all that, the game was not in New Orleans because of Hurricane Ida, and not to mention the Hurricane Nathan just went through there too again. So I don't think the Saints will be at home for a while. I honestly don't think they'll be at home for a while. So please pray for the city of New Orleans. Hopefully they get their life back before November so the Saints can play at home. And I know the Saints organization will do what they do in helping out the city of New Orleans. And I'm sure the NFL will do what they do also. So, but once again, big up for New Orleans. Now let's give my review of how I did last week. I'm not going to tell a lie. Honestly, since I picked the Lions last week, not on my pick board like I do with my family, but in my pick board here like I do with y'all, I picked the Lions last week. I went 1 for 3 because I thought the Lions were going to do a whole lot better. But let's start off with, first of all, the Steelers and the Bills. The Bills were at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers and had the offensive rolling at the beginning. And what happened afterwards? They stopped. Stone cold, no reason whatsoever. They stopped. And Pittsburgh got the ball rolling. Big Ben, he may be old as dirt pocket QB, but Big Ben's still a good QB. However, I'm going to tell you the truth, Pittsburgh's not going to be all the way through. If Pittsburgh does make the playoffs, they'll be a wild card team. But big ups to Pittsburgh getting the win over the Buffalo Bills. So far, go 0-1. The Chargers and the Washington football team. I have to admit, that one I called correctly because, truth be told, I said the Chargers by 3. Chargers won by 4. I got to give up for the Washington football team, though. They have a good prevalence defense. And I'm not going to lie, it shows. And Tyler Hinkey can actually play QB in the NFL. But Justin Hubert, hats off to you. Good play calling near the end of the game. Good job for the Chargers. They won by 3. I'm going to go to my disappointment first. The Bears. What the hell was that? The Red Ginger? No. Hell no. No. The Bears defense was not there at all. The Bears offense was lackluster at best. Matt Nagy used Justin Fields on trick plays, and I was like, I was not, as a Bears fan, I was not happy. I didn't watch the game in the fourth quarter. That's how mad I was. I cooked in the fourth quarter. Um, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If the Bears weren't playing in Cincinnati this week, I would say pull Andy Dalton and get him out the game. But because he's going back home to Cincinnati where he first started his career, I'll let it slide for right now. Just for now. Unless he has a horrendous first half, then please, for God's sake, start Justin Fields. He shows he can play in this league. Please start him. No trick plays either. Let him play. As for the Bears D, y'all need help. Y'all got some key players that was wrong with y'all. The organization needs, who was running the organization needs to be shot. Mackie, your head is about to be in a noose. And I know I shouldn't say this because of what we just went through 2 years ago, but as an analogy, his head's on a chopping block. So unless Nagy do something very spectacular, Nagy's going to be gone at the end of the year. So we're going to get into that one later. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Now, as for what I expected more out of for my sleeper of the week, wasn't really a sleeper. It was a dozer. The 49ers came out smoking, and so did the Lions. But the bad part about it is the Lions can't stop nobody. Jared Goff was exactly the man I thought he was a QB when he played for the Rams. And the Lions defense cannot stop anybody. Not to mention, Lions gave up Kenny Galladay to the New York Giants. I have no words. The 49ers came out steamrolling the Lions. Now, the only thing I got to say is that the 49ers really almost blew this game. Because how you give up a touchdown and 2-point conversion, a lucky bouncing onside kick, mind you, but you don't play defense, another touchdown and 2-point conversion, and damn near blow the game again on a 4th and 9. You're lucky Jared Goff isn't a great quarterback. You know, you're lucky about that. Because if Jared Goff was Matt Stafford, the Lions probably would have tied the game. Which reminds me, the Lions organization needs to be shot too for getting rid of Matt Stafford. But that's another conversation for another time. It is. That's a whole other conversation for another time. And since I picked the Lions as my sleeper pick, you know, I go 1-3. But do not fret, my young people. I have more jolly good news along the way. Because the Washington football team and New York football Giants played Thursday night, and that was a good game. I'm not going to lie. That was a real good game. But man, New York needs to get their stuff together, flat out. I'm just going to call it like that. We're just going to roll like that. So this week, we're going to go to the depths of Hades, pull it back out, and let's roll with the 4 games I'm going to go with this week. First game I'm going to go with this week, believe it or not, will not be Chicago and Cincinnati. I'm afraid I'm not doing it today. I'm sorry, y'all. However, I will go with the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. The Jets need help, flat out. And the Patriots show that Mac Jones is a comparable QB, and their key starters are back for the Patriots. So let's go with the Patriots over the Jets. Period. Flat out. We're gonna go now next to since I didn't do this last week, let's go Arizona, Minnesota. I think that game is gonna be much more close than what it plays out to be. But Kyler Murray showed out last week. He did. He showed out last week. So I think, truthfully be told, that Kyler Murray was short against the Minnesota defense this week. I'm sorry, Purple People Eater fans. My money is on Arizona over Minnesota. The Sunday night game. Let's have a KC and Baltimore collision. Patty Mahomes goes on a roll again to the Washington nation's capital and plays on Sunday night against the Baltimore Ravens. You thought KC and Cleveland would be a good game? Whew. It's too close to call for me, but if I got to pick somebody, you know, I'm gonna tell you, I picked KC in my picks. I think the Baltimore defense will get together though. I may change my pick near game time for Sunday, but my money is still gonna be maybe on KC, but I may change my mind at the end. So right now, my money is on definitely KC. I may change my mind, but for sake of this show, we're going KC. But the game's in Baltimore. Don't be surprised if it gets switched around either way. And this time I'm sure because it's not the Detroit Lions. Speaking of the Detroit Lions, game number 4, of course, involves the Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers, and Green Bay's on Lambeau Field. Green Bay's at home at Lambeau Field. I'm gonna tell you, this game's gonna be a blowout unless Aaron Rodgers gets his head out of his ass. I'm serious. This game's gonna be a blowout. I mean, Green Bay can sample Detroit easily, but this is week 2. Aaron Rodgers needs to get his head out of his ass. Seriously, because Aaron Rodgers is not like Aaron Rodgers in week 1. Um, but I think he will in week 2 because he's at home. He's playing in front of his hometown crowd. He'll have the Green Bay faithful on hand. He'll have crowd noise, and it's a Monday night. But the Lions will come out playing too, not as good though. I meant them probably make less mistakes on the field that they did against the 49ers, but this is still Green Bay. And this is warm Green Bay, but it's still Green Bay. Green Bay will win. So, in conclusion, I have New England, Arizona. I'm sorry, New England, Arizona, because my finger was off screen. KC in a close one. Don't be surprised if it goes either way. And Green Bay over the Lions. Now, before I end this, I'm going to plug my boys because I do that. The Main Street Prowlers have a show on Monday, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 o'clock Mountain, and 5 o'clock Central. Check them out. As you can tell, you don't wonder why I'm not in the sports gear, but I do have my, I'm right down here, I do have my Prowlers t-shirt on, loud and proud. Yes, so I'm plugging them right now. Go check them out. They are very intelligent guys who know a lot about hockey. You think I know about hockey? Those guys know about hockey. They talk about the Port Huron Prowlers. They talk about the rest of the FPHL, that means the Federal Prospect Hockey League. And they do cover some other stuff that transpires and possibly the NHL and some other aspects of things as well. Last week they had on somebody from, somebody who was very knowledgeable. Go check out episode 1. His name is Austin Wells. He's very knowledgeable. Check out episode 1. Granted, they didn't talk hockey, but, check it out before the power cut off. But no, check them out. Main Street Prowlers, Monday nights. This Monday especially, 6 p.m. Eastern. As for me, that's my time. That's my show. I want to wish y'all a very happy weekend. Go enjoy some football because high school football is in full EFF ECT. The Port Huron Big Reds are playing, and the Port Huron Northern is playing. Don't ask me if they're home or road games because I didn't look at the schedule. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. But go check out Friday Night Lights. Go check out the college games in NCAA and come back for the NFL Sunday and Monday night. I will try to shoot this video on Wednesdays now that my schedule is becoming more and more clearer. But if you see me on Fridays again, that's why. Till then, I love y'all. Take care of yourselves and each other. This is your boy Mike G signing off. Peace.